Home of the best Bucs coverage. We are 95.3 W237CW Pinellas Park, WRUB HD3 Clearwater, and the mighty AM 620 WDAE St. Petersburg, an iHeart radio station.
The gloves are off. I'm playing hardball. It's 4th and 15, and you're looking at a full court press.
You're tuned into the voice of the Tampa Bay sports fan.
You're going to like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us.
Buckle up, because you're on the drive with TKras. Afternoons on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Yeah, welcome aboard on this fill-in-the-blank Tuesday. Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. The Drive with TKras, presented by Moss Nissan, is on the air on another Chamber of Commerce day here in Tampa Bay. Great to have you with us. Chris Mathis riding shotgun as well. And we are live in living color. 95.3 in the FM side, the mighty AM 620. And don't forget to download the iHeartRadio app for free. Crystal clear reception through the app. You can listen to us from anywhere in the civilized world. You can go on the app. You can play holiday music if that's what you like. That's what I like. I'm into the holiday spirit. Giving. Other people taking. But listen, that's old news around here. But download the iHeartRadio app. Listen to us from anywhere in the civilized world. Truckers for TKras. Appreciate you guys. Put us right through your Bluetooth wherever you might be headed across the continental U.S. And good afternoon to all of you who are watching us. We are streaming the show on YouTube, Facebook, and X at 953 WDAE and AM 620. Like and subscribe all day, every day. The phone numbers, you know them, you love them. Now use them, 888-546-4620. That's the phone number if you want to interact with us there. You can also text in your thoughts on the Bartow Ford DAE text platform. 82945 is the number where standard message and data rates do apply. And all guests will appear via the Central Florida Behavioral Health Network DA hotline. We've got no guest schedule for today. We're on the air until 5 o'clock. And then it's Buccaneer Total Access with head coach Todd Bowles.
Not at this time.
Not at this time, no. But at 5 o'clock, you're going to hear from the head coach, and he's going to tell you about his aspiring post-game locker room speech.
How you doing?
Good, Coach. I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your team and your family. Oh, boy. I'm being rather sarcastic.
I'm
going to say this one time. I want you to stop being a wise ass because we're close to Thanksgiving. And you know what happens close to Thanksgiving? You know? You're dropped in play, Chris Mathis.
Well, try that again.
Let's try that again.
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
That's right. And we're very close to Thanksgiving. And there are a lot of jive turkeys out there. And I want you turkeys to call in on the show. This is the final show, by the way, before Thanksgiving. I won't be around tomorrow. Chris Mathis, good afternoon, by the way.
Good afternoon, Tom. Yeah, no, you're out tomorrow. And then, of course, the holiday on Thursday, man.
Are you here tomorrow?
Yes, I am. I'm with Nick 3 to 6 and tomorrow. So,
is that right?
Yeah, that would be correct.
All right. So, you're here tomorrow, and then you're off for Thanksgiving.
Yes, off Thursday and Friday.
You know, Thanksgiving's on a Thursday, right?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to you, but to me it's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Paul.
One of the more underrated lines in the original Rocky, where he's taking Adrian out on the date, and, you know, Paul's like, yeah, she's very excited. Hey, your sister knows I'm coming, Paulie. Your sister knows I'm coming? Yeah. She's very excited. Of course, he gets there, and, you know, she's very surprised to see Rocky. She doesn't want to go on the date. Paulie, you know, takes the turkey. Oh, Paul, it's Thanksgiving. I got a turkey in the oven. Oh, turkey in the oven. He takes the turkey out of the oven, opens the door out back. You want the bird? Go in the alley and eat the bird. I want you out of here instamatically. And she's all crying and stuff. And Paulie's telling Rocky, listen, go smooth it over. Go talk to her. It's one of the great scenes in the movie. And then Rocky goes up to the door. He's like, hey, yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky. Rocky, you know. Listen, I don't know what to say because I haven't talked to no door before, you know. And maybe you and me, we could get out. Oh, come on, Paulie. I don't want to do it. Hey, you're doing fine. Do what you do. Funny.
How many times have you seen that movie? We talking 25?
I don't know. Probably more. Who knows? It's one of the great sports movies. It's one of the great inspirational movies of all time. Mm-hmm. Really.
Sounds like we should do a Mathis movie trivia on Rocky at some point.
Why? You haven't watched it?
No, I have.
What's the matter with you?
I've seen Rocky, but I just don't know it as well as you do.
Well, I do.
You know it.
I do know it pretty well,
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
That was not from Rocky. That's from what movie? Do you remember?
Oh, no.
Come on, dude.
Oh, no.
We did this a few weeks ago. You don't remember?
No, I'm blanking right now.
Oh,
hey, I got the holiday upcoming, man.
Come on, dude. Give me a break.
Slapdick prospect?
You sound like a slapdick prospect. That line was from Trading Places when Eddie Murphy was in prison. And the two big dudes, shall we say, that were in the can with him were trying to rough him up.
Yeah, that's right. One of them picks him up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know who you're messing with? You know who you're messing with? Is Cell Black 4 on the 9th floor? Billy Ray Valentine? Yes? Let's go. You've been bailed out. I did? He goes, you made bail. He goes, I did? Oh, my gosh.
You're too good with this, man. If there's such thing as being too good at something, it's you with recollection of movie quotes.
Nobody retains more useless information than yours truly. This is what I do. I love movies. I love doing movies. This is what guys do. This is what our listeners do. You guys love sports. You guys love movies. And I know you guys sit around, and you're going to do that on Thursday when you're stuffing your faces, you're watching football. Yes, sir. Maybe you might relax with a little bourbon, whatever your cocktail of choice is, maybe a cigar by the fire. And this is what guys do. This is what I do with my friends and family. Movie quotes. It's fun. Hey, Adrian, it's me, Rocky. Rocky, By the way, Tulsa King is a tremendous show. Tremendous. I just finished season 2. Sly Stallone is incredible in that television series. Really good. The cliffhanger was rather interesting. I'm not going to spoil it. I know a lot of you out there.
Oh, come on, Tom. Spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it.
Spoil it.
No, dude. No. Okay. No. I'm not doing that. But it was interesting. Very interesting. And I follow Sly Stallone, and he's one of my favorite actors. I follow him on Instagram, and it was cool because right before the final episode, his main nemesis on the show is this Bevilacqua guy. He's like a Kansas City, mob boss. And the show's come out on Sunday, and he did like a wrestling promo previewing the show where he's like talking up and bad-mouthing Bevilacqua. Hey, I'm Bevilacqua, I got something for you on the final show, It was great. Absolutely great. So Tulsa King's a fantastic show. I love Sylvester Stallone. And a great rags to riches story was Sly. He wrote Rocky. He was shopping it around. He said, look, if I'm going to shop it around to all these studios and these directors and everything else, these production companies, he goes, I want to play the role. And nobody wanted to give him the role except for, one particular production team. So it was really interesting. And look, it was a perfect cast. I mean, Carl Weathers, former NFL linebackers, Apollo Creed, he was the perfect, and I mean perfect, choice to play Apollo Creed. But there you go. There you have it. What a great way to begin a Tuesday. It's so beautiful outside. By the way, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, because I won't be here the rest of the week, happy Thanksgiving, by the way, to all of you out there. Make it a healthy, safe, and happy Thanksgiving with close friends and family. Be thankful for everything we have. Look, we've gone through a tumultuous year, all of us here in the Tampa Bay area, yours truly included. This year is like a year I want to forget for a lot of different reasons, but I know that I've come out better than ever before, really, on the other side of everything that I've been through. And I know You guys we've all been through quite a bit with the 2 hurricanes and everything else. But when you sit down and break bread with your closest family members, with your closest friends, just make sure you're grateful for everything that we do have as opposed to things that we don't have this Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, Beat the Pro with a really interesting twist. It's coming up at 4:15. Last week's contestant tied me, so he did qualify for the grand prize of the Buccaneer Resort down in St. Croix. 5-night stay in an oceanfront suite, airfare, free round of golf. It's an incredible grand prize. So if you tie or beat yours truly, 5 NFL games this weekend against the spread, you tie or beat me, you go into the hopper. You qualify for the grand prize. So at 4:15, young Chris Mathis informs me we have a female contestant for Beat the Pro at 4:15.
That would be correct. Yeah, Ashley will join us at about 4:15 today. So we'll see what she has in store. I don't know. Last week, David tied with you, Tom. There's only been one listener that has fallen short to you so far. So will Ashley take care of business at 4:15? We're going to find out.
I have no doubt that she will. And I'm going to, try my best to make sure that everybody qualifies. Everybody. So we got 5 games against the spread. Ashley, our contestant, will join us at 4:15 for that. Then at 4:30, fill in the blank. The Buccaneers game this Sunday in Carolina is blank. All of that is coming up. Then we have our final drive, if you will, before Todd Bowles and Buccaneer Total Access coming your way at 5 o'clock on this beautiful Tuesday. Speaking of the Buccaneers, speaking of this week's game, a divisional rival, is this potentially a trap game for the Buccaneers? That is the source and the theme of our opening drive.
Start the engine. Gas to the floor. Here's the opening drive.
Look, the Buccaneers took care of a New York Giants football team, honestly, that did not want to be there. All kinds of disarray. The inmates are running the asylum. You saw it on the football field. You saw it after the game, and kudos to the Bucs. They handled business. And they set the tone on the opening drive, and they put the Giants out of their misery. That was the perfect way for the Buccaneers to open the second half of their season, unquote, coming out of the bye. Now they got 6 games left, and the Buccaneers are sitting there at 5-6. And if you take a look at the standings in the NFC, the Falcons had the bye. They got a big game against the Chargers this week. The Chargers losing last night, they gave up 30 points to the Baltimore Ravens. So we actually called that here yesterday. Ravens minus the points and the over hit late on that late touchdown by the Chargers. And I'll tell you, there were a lot of bettors watching that game late, needing a touchdown late to hit the over because it was over 51, and that's exactly what happened. But Lamar Jackson accounted for 3 touchdowns, and now he's 7-2 on Monday Night Football, by the way. 22 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for Lamar Jackson on Monday Night Football. Remember, he had that game against the Buccaneers earlier, a few weeks ago, where he had 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. So that was a big win. But the Chargers and the Falcons are a game that we're all going to be watching very, very closely, and everyone here in Tampa Bay will be pulling for Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert and company. They lost J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately, to a knee injury during that game. We'll see what his status is like this week. But the Buccaneers have to worry about their own business. And on paper, and I see a lot of Bucs fans talking about this. Oh, the Carolina Panthers. Carolina's terrible. And for the most part, yes, they have been terrible this season. Dave Canales, obviously, is in his first year. Some bumps along the road. He lost Derek Brown early this year. Remember, Bryce Young got benched after like the first game? It was not a pretty scene in Carolina earlier this year. But the last 3 weeks have painted a different picture of this Carolina team. Now, honestly, look, they won 2 games in a row, and the 2 teams that they beat are teams that are not very good. The Giants, we just talked about them, how bad they are, and they beat the Giants overseas in overtime on a late field goal in OT. And then the game before that, they beat the Saints. So they had won 2 in a row, and then Kansas City came to their place this past Sunday and they gave Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs all they can handle. They sacked him 5 times. Chuba Hubbard ran the ball well. He's on pace for a 1,300-yard rushing season. Their O-line is starting to come together, including their 2 high-priced guards, Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, they got in the offseason. And Bryce Young is starting to actually look like an NFL quarterback. So on paper, are the Buccaneers a better team? Sure they are. Absolutely. But I would be very mindful of this game this week. You're not playing the Giants. This is not a team that's rolling over. This is not a team that has the inmates running the asylum. Carolina's actually improving week after week, and they pushed Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs right till the bitter end, and it took a 33-yard magical run by Patrick Mahomes on the final drive to set up that late field goal to beat Carolina. So this game is not as easy as it looks. Carolina will give the Buccaneers everything they can handle on Sunday. This is potentially a trap game. There's no doubt. Now, yesterday, Kalijah Kancey, who, when he came on this radio show, after he got drafted, he issued a challenge to one Bryce Young, remember, back in the day.
Bryce Young has to see me 2 times a year.
And you're going to see him on Sunday, Kalijah. Let's go. Kalijah Kancey starting to come along. Vita Vea is playing some dominant football. Those 2 guys in the middle of the Buccaneer defensive line are getting after it, man. And that's exactly what you want to see. But Kalijah Kancey was asked about the Carolina Panthers, and look, he gave them some respect yesterday. Here's the Bucs defensive lineman on Carolina.
That's like for any team in the NFL, honestly. Every game is going to be hard. So I don't think any game is like a pushover or anything like that. But with us playing Carolina last year and with it being a close game, it's definitely going to be a close game this year as well. But we're going to try to do our best to not make it a close game. But it's hard in this league, like I said before.
Yeah, it is hard because it is the NFL. We've seen teams get picked off, and we've seen it like on a weekly basis. The NFL is, as I like to say, and I've been preaching to you guys all year, it's a week-to-week league where narratives change. Remember last week, here's a prime example. Remember the Steelers? Oh, they always beat Lamar Jackson. They beat Lamar Jackson last week. They held him to like 15, 16 points or whatever it was. Oh, the Steelers are going to win the NFC North. That's it. Hey, fast forward a week later, guess what happened the very next week? On a short week, the Steelers went on the road and they lost that snow game, the snow globe game, to our guy Jameis Winston and the Browns. And then you saw Lamar and the Ravens Monday night go on the road last night, and they look like Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, who had a big night with 140 yards. They looked like the Ravens last night by putting up 30 points and winning that game. So now the Ravens are back in the driver's seat in the AFC North, whereas a week ago, everyone's like, the Steelers got this division. They just beat Lamar. They've got his number. And look how quickly things change in a 1-week span. So got to be careful this week. Carolina may be 3-8, but the last 3 weeks, they're getting better and better and better. And anyone expecting a walkover this week should really think twice. I think this game will be competitive, and this game will come down to the fourth quarter, and will come down to whichever team makes the biggest play or whichever team avoids the biggest mistake. Todd Bowles was asked about his guy, Dave Canales, by the way, and the Carolina Panthers. Here's the head coach on that.
It's the NFC South battle, and, all of them are going to be hard. None of them are going to be easy. I think Dave has done an excellent job taking on that team, and it's taking over his personality right now. They're playing pretty good football. They missed some games here and there, but they're playing very good football right now. It's going to be a tough battle. I'm proud of them.
Mm-hmm. Oof. How proud are you of Dave Canales? You going to be proud of him on Sunday? Yeah. Let's hope you're proud of him in a losing effort on Sunday. That's what you want to hear. But Todd Bowles, I'm sure, will be asked, and he'll expound and elaborate more on his relationship with Dave Canales coming up at 5 o'clock on Buccaneer Total Access. All right, some other Bucs news I need to tell you about. As we were speculating yesterday about Jordan Whitehead, he does indeed have a torn pectoral muscle. And that was the news I was hearing Sunday night into yesterday. I told you guys yesterday that what I was hearing was a torn pectoral muscle. Jordan Whitehead is a torn pec. Now, he's going to be out for a few weeks. The Bucs are hoping, they're running some tests. He's had an MRI. They're hoping that maybe he could be back if they make the playoffs, maybe by the last regular season game, but he's going to be out several weeks. And that makes the signing of Mike Edwards look big now, man, because now he can step in, a guy who knows the system with Jordan Whitehead out. You have Mike Edwards back there along with Antoine Winfield Jr. Hopefully he can get his hands on some more balls. Not like he did this past Sunday, which cost yours truly a bundle, but that's besides the point. I'm trying to get over that. You got Chris Izien back there, who's been fantastic. He can play in a number of positions. He can play down in the slot. He can play safety in the box. You know, they've cross-trained him at a number of different positions. So Chris Izien and Mike Edwards will be counted upon heavily now that Jordan Whitehead is going to be out a few weeks. So bringing back Mike Edwards was a fortuitous move by one Jason Light. So he's all over it, and that was a really good move by the Buccaneers, bringing one guy back. Now, could the Buccaneers potentially bring another familiar face back into the fold? Really interesting news coming out of the NFL today. Remember Shaq Barrett? He left as a free agent. Actually, the Bucs cut him, signed with the Dolphins, and then he retired. Now comes news from his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. He has stated that Shaq Barrett wants to be reinstated from the reserve retired list. Now, since Shaq was a member of the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins hold his rights. So now that the trade deadline is passed, a trade cannot be executed this late in the season. But maybe he goes to the Dolphins and says, hey, maybe I'd like to go somewhere else. I don't have any desire to play here. Could you grant me that wish? Now, in my humble opinion, I think Shaq Barrett wants to come back to the Buccaneers. That's why he made this move. I believe he still has a home here. We know about the unthinkable tragedy that he and his family went through, and I think that was the reason why he retired. He wanted to spend time with his family. But it seems like his head is now clear now and that he has a desire to play football. And I don't think he wants to play for Miami. I think he wants to play for Tampa Bay. So this is something that bears watching over the next couple weeks. Now, a lot of Bucs fans are excited. Look, he's going to have to get released by the Dolphins in order for this to happen. I don't know if Miami's ready to do that. We're going to find out. But I thought this was a very interesting development that Shaq Barrett has requested to be reinstated from the reserve retired list. And I think he's doing that because he wants to come back to the Bucs. It's just my humble opinion. And we'll find out if that does indeed happen. I think the chances are remote. But don't forget, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka went out of that game with an ankle injury. We don't know what his status is moving forward. So there could potentially be a spot. But there's so many variables. I mean, the Dolphins, again, will have to acquiesce to his wishes. I don't know if they're ready to do that and release him. And then we don't know what kind of shape he's in. He's not in football shape. You know that. Here we are, November the 26th, and he wants to play football. And, you know, he's been dormant on the sidelines for the last few months. So there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. But it seems like to me that I think the Bucs would love to have him back, by the way. And I think Shaq Barrett would like to come back here. Now, the main stumbling block is whether Miami will grant him his wish by letting him go and releasing him or waiving him. So this is something we're going to keep a close eye on for the next few weeks. But I just thought that was kind of a curious development that took place earlier today. 888-546-4620. Text at 82945. Fill in the blank coming up at 4:30. Don't forget, Beat the Pro with our contestant, Ashley. She's going to be our contestant. That's coming up at 4:15. We've got Constructing a W. We got What's On Tonight. We've got so much to do. This is our last show before Thanksgiving, as we'll take you up until 5 o'clock. And then it's Buccaneer Total Access with Todd Bowles coming your way then. All right, great to have you with us on this Tuesday before Thanksgiving. When we come back, your calls and texts. What about the game against Carolina this week? Is it a trap game? What about Shaq Barrett? What about what's going on there? Your calls and texts next. Plus, big news and big changes in store for the Rays. The Drive with yours truly, Tom Krasnicki, with Chris Mathis on the other side. You on the phones, 888-546-4620. That's the phone number. Text at 82945 on the Bartow Ford DAE text platform, where standard message and data rates do apply. We'll be constructing a W in a few minutes. We'll let you know what's on tonight. In the 4 o'clock hour, jam-packed. We've got NFL picks coming up. Beat the Pro, 5 games against the spread with our latest contestant. That's coming up at 4:15. And then we have Fill in the Blank at 4:30, the final drive. Before we get out of here at 5 o'clock, Buccaneer Total Access with head coach Todd Bowles is coming up as well at 5 o'clock.
How you doing?
Good, Coach. You're going to hear from Coach Bowles coming up at 5. Recapping the win over Vinny Boom Bots, Vito the Guido, whatever his name is.
No.
What?
Just let the guy live. Come on, man. Just let the guy. He's already got enough punishment on social media. The guy just can't catch a break.
He can't. And the Giants, man.
Yeah, they're bad.
What a downtrodden franchise they are.
It's terrible. I mean, it's embarrassing to see what happened in the locker room after that game.
New York City NFL football is absolutely dreadful right now. It's about as bad as it's been, I don't know, in many, many, many years. And I know what a lot of you are thinking, well, the only team in New York is the Buffalo Bills. And, yeah, they're a Super Bowl contender, but Buffalo's practically in Canada, as far as I'm concerned. They're in the CFL. They're not a CFL type of team. Talent-wise, I think Buffalo's a really good football team, in fact. And, in fact, if you were to ask me, Super Bowl prediction now, 12 weeks down, heading into week 13, I had the Lions and the Bengals, I think, the preseason, and Cincinnati, man. I mean, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are putting up numbers, and I had those two guys, by the way. I had Joe Burrow before the year as the league's leading passer, and he's on that pace. Jamar Chase is the league's leading receiver. He's on that pace, too. Problem is, the rest of the team stinks, and their defense is awful, too. Outside of Trey Hendrickson. And the Lions are a machine. They're 10-1. Kansas City's 10-1. But, man, I mean, there's a lot to be concerned about with Kansas City. Now, at the end of the day, they got Patrick Mahomes. They've got a great quarterback. They've got a great head coach. The defense has shown some weaknesses over the last few weeks. But they always find a way to win games. But in that tough and rugged AFC, I think this could be the year where Josh Allen and the Bills, if you were to ask me right now, my Super Bowl pick right here, I think I would probably say the Bills and the Lions right now. But Buffalo is, everyone's like, they're technically New York, but they're like in Canada. But the Jets and the Giants, I mean, the state of New York football, New York metropolitan area is just about as bad as it's been. It's down there in the dumps. All right, some Rays news. So this broke on this hideous show, sort of. This news was coming down as we were getting out of here yesterday. So because the Rays are playing at Steinbrenner Field, and anything beyond 2025 is anybody's guess at this point. The stadium situation right now has me exasperated. But now Major League Baseball is shifting around the Rays' schedule to take advantage of the early season weather in April and May, as opposed to the rainy season in June as you get into July and August, of course. So they have rearranged the Rays' schedule. 19 of their first 22 games will be played at home. And 37 of 54 through May the 28th. 47 of their first 59 games are at home, so they are front-loading the Rays schedule with as many home games as you can possibly imagine. To take advantage, April and May, you'll be able to get games in without, hopefully, not too much in the way of rain delays, postponements, really hot, nasty, sticky weather being outside. So that's why Major League Baseball is pulling this off. I think it's a good idea, but if you're the Rays, this provides some logistical challenges. Yes, you'll get a lot of home games on the front end, but man, oh man, I was looking at the back end of their schedule, and it is daunting. 69 of their last 103 games are on the road, and there is a stretch of games from late July through the middle of August, where the Rays will be predominantly on the road, except for one series, and that's against the defending champions, the Dodgers. They come here August the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That's Friday through Sunday. Those are the only 3 home games the Rays will have from late July through the middle of August. Friday, July 25th, they'll begin 3 games at Cincinnati. And then they go to the Yankees for 4 games. So that's a 7-game road trip.
The New York Yankees?
The New York Yankees!
And then they've got the 3 home games against L.A., 3 games L.A. at Steinbrenner. And then just get a load of this. And then the road trip, like the killer road trip, starts. At the Angels for 3. At Seattle for 3. At Oakland for 3. That's 9. At San Francisco for 3. That's 12. They've got a 12-game West Coast trip. That is brutal. Brutal. From early August through the middle of August. And then they come back home to take on, you guessed it, the New York Yankees for 2 games.
The New York Yankees?
The New York Yankees!
With George Costanza, the assistant to the traveling secretary. And then the Cardinals, Ronnie's Cardinals come in here. I'm sure Ronnie Lane will be there. August the 22nd through the 24th. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's right up Ronnie's alley right there. And 6 more games on the road at Cleveland, at Washington. This is brutal, man. I mean, their schedule toward the latter half of the season, so many road games, but a 12-game West Coast trip in August.
Get me out of here.
Get me out of here is right. Andy Freed, boy, oh boy, you better be ready. You and Neil Solondz, you're going to be racking up those frequent flyer miles. You'll be traveling all over the place. So this is a tough way to live if you're the Rays, honestly. You got a lot of home games, which is great early on, and they need to take advantage of those, and then they go on the road. Oh, my goodness. They're going to be gone for a long, long time. After the All-Star break, toward the end of August and into September, it's not a great place to live. I mean, the hurricane, and again, I'll stress this again, the hurricane absolutely threw everything off. It altered the course of history in more ways than you can possibly imagine. Without the hurricane, my opinion, the deal would have been done. The Pinellas County Commission, I think, would have pushed through the vote in late October. There would not have been any issues. The Rays would not be as pissed as they are. The county commission and the St. Pete City Council would not be at the Rays' throats, as we've seen over the last couple of weeks. I mean, all hell has broken loose since then. But Hurricane Milton absolutely screwed everything up and turned everything upside down. Everything. Oh, my goodness. 888-546-4620. Let's go to our phones. Mike is in St. Pete. Mike, good afternoon. What say you?
Yeah. I hear you.
Hey, Mike. Mike, who you talking to? You're listening to your radio. I'm going to put you on hold. Yeah, I hear you. I guess he wasn't talking to me. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just spoke to him about 4 minutes ago, and he was ready to rock. So
he was?
He was. That's what he told me.
You know, Mike in St. Pete is like a jive turkey.
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
Now, when you call up, you've got to listen to the phone. And Chris Mathis, that is your job as the executive producer of this hideous, pathetic show. You got to let them know, hey, listen to your phone. Don't listen to your radio.
He says he's ready now. Mike is ready now. He's going to make it real quick.
All right. Mike in St. Pete. How are you, bud?
Hey, Tommy. Just got back from L.A. Just broke my mom out of the nursing home in Bradenton for permanent, and it's going to be a great Thanksgiving. She's 95 years old, brother. I'm so happy I can't stand myself.
That is awesome. God bless you and your mom and your family. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, bud.
Thanks, Tommy. Hey, I'm looking at you like the Hurricanes in the football playoff, college football playoff at all?
I'd like to see a little more consistency out of their defense. I think the world of Cam Ward. I think he's an extraordinary player. I think if they tighten up their defense a little bit, they can give some people some problems.
Yeah, their defense is shaky. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hit you with this. Who do you feel are the three best teams in the NFL right now that won't make the Super Bowl?
Wow.
If you had to pick three. I got three. I want to see if you agree.
I think Baltimore is one of them. I just think defensively, their defense is way too porous for me to make it all the way through. I think Baltimore is one of them. I kind of like Buffalo. I think right now, if I had to pick one team out of the AFC, I would pick the Bills over the Chiefs. The Bills beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are winning these games, but man, oh man, one of these days, their luck is going to run out late in these games. So believe it or not, I may have the Chiefs on that list. And
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
In the NFC, I know the Vikings are 9-2, but I'm still not believers in them at this point.
No, neither. I'll tell you who I got. I got Pittsburgh. I got the Chargers, and I got the Bengals, who, if they went on a 5-game winning streak, could get there. But now you got me thinking about maybe double thinking the Ravens. I can't double check the Chiefs, though, brother. They just know how to win these close games. But you're right. Sooner or later, their crap will run out.
They are getting by. And Mike, I appreciate the phone call. I got to run. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your mom. That's awesome news. I love to hear things like that. And look, I get it. The Chiefs are 10-1. They're the two-time defending champs. And they find a way, which is what good teams do. Good teams find a way. But from where I'm sitting, in the last few weeks, really, they've done this all year long. And the Buffalo Bills, when they played a good team, the Buffalo Bills made them pay for their mistakes. And they weren't able to get out of that game and figure it out late. So I think Buffalo's a dangerous team. And you're right about Pittsburgh, Mike. I'm not a firm believer in them. I have all the respect in the world for Mike Tomlin. I think the Chargers are a year early, but Jim Harbaugh's done a great job there. Boy, a team right now that is dangerous to me. Dangerous, and I would not have said this 2 months ago. I think the Denver Broncos are a dangerous team, and they may very well get in with that 7 seed. Bo Nix is playing at a really high level. He's got the perfect coach to navigate him through all of this, and Sean Payton. Their defense is stellar, outstanding. The Broncos are a really, really dangerous team. All right, when we come back, we'll be constructing a W, what's on tonight, and a whole lot more. This is The Drive.
You're locked in to The Drive with TKras.
All right, it is The Drive presented by our friends over at Moss Nissan, where their goal is to never lose your business over price. Chris Mathis is also alongside. Look, all month long in November, their Black Friday savings are still going on. The best selection of new Nissans in the Tampa Bay area, don't you know? I bought my last 2 vehicles over at Moss Nissan. That's how much I love what they're doing. And no payments until 2025.
You really can't beat what Moss Nissan is doing. If that's not enough to sell you, they also have rates as low as 0% right now, and pre-owned vehicles priced wholesale to you guys, the public.
You got that right. And every purchase does come with the industry-exclusive Moss Care, which is what I have, by the way. It includes lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, and so much more. We were at Moss Nissan of North Tampa. The service guys took great care of me. They'll take great care of you, too. So check them out. Moss Nissan, they've got 3 locations in the Tampa Bay area, North Tampa, Newport Richey, and up in Brooksville.
Presented by CMK Construction.
And here he is, our executive producer, is Chris Mathis.
Well, unfortunately, no Buccaneer football. However, some Bucs are playing tonight as we've got the Milwaukee Bucks who have won 4 straight. They will take on the Miami Heat tonight on TNT, a Heat team that have won 2 in a row. Take it away, Tom.
In constructing a W for the Bucs, who are struggling, they are 8-9, but as you mentioned, 4 straight wins. Each of their last 3 wins, they've scored at least 122 points, and Giannis Antetokounmpo has really been kind of like the catalyst. Look, he's one of the best players in the league. We know that, averaging 32 points, 12 rebounds per game, and he has scored at least 32 points in each of his last 3 games, including a 41-point effort against the Bulls. So he's a guy who has to be the driving force, and, you know, if he continues to play the way he's playing, I think it'll be 5 wins in a row for Giannis and the Bucs.
Now, as far as the Miami Heat are concerned, they are 5-4 in Eastern Conference play, 3-2 when games are decided by 10 points or more. So Miami has to come out here. They have to look really good, obviously, against the Bucs team who has won 4 consecutive games. Jimmy Butler, the guy to look out for. The last time we constructed a W for the Heat, Tom, you had to pick the Heat. There was no Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is in the lineup tonight. He's averaging nearly 20 points per game on the season, also playing over 30 minutes and hitting 52% of his shots from the field. So watch out for Jimmy Butler tonight. He'll be a reason for the cause if the Miami Heat are going to upset the Bucs.
That is outstanding. We construct the W each and every day at this time, presented by my guys over at CMK Construction, proudly serving Tampa Bay and Sarasota communities. Call them today, 813-321-4426, or online, cmkconstructioninc.com. Together, we'll make tomorrow brighter.
What's on tonight with The Drive with TKras?
And here's our guy, Chris Mathis.
All right, no surprise here. You've got the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Miami Heat. It's a 7:30 tip-off on TNT tonight. Also, a little college football action. Toledo takes on Akron tonight at 7. Kent State will play at Buffalo as well if you're interested in any of those games. If not, go do us a favor. Do yourself a favor. Download that free iHeartRadio app. Search up The Drive. Click follow. Have those notifications turned on. You're not going to want to miss any and every interview, feature, hour-by-hour, commercial-free podcasting right there at your fingertips.
He's a bum.
Come on, man. Well, there you have it. And, of course, what's on at 5 o'clock? Buccaneer Total Access with head coach Todd Bowles. He's going to have more on that win one for the Bipper speech that he had after the game, as well as look ahead to Sunday's game against Dave Canales and the Carolina Panthers. So that should be an interesting one coming up at 5 o'clock. All right, this story caught my eye this morning, and I messaged Chris Mathis this in the world of baseball. The Juan Soto sweepstakes is heating up like you wouldn't believe. According to John Morosi, Soto has 5 offers on the table already. The Mets, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Blue Jays have all submitted offers to Soto. You know what that means? That means we have ourselves a bidding war here, my friends. And it also means my projection is absolutely going to take place. 12 years at $720 million is absolutely a possibility at this point, which is $60 million a year. Now, his agent is Scott Boras, and what Scott Boras traditionally likes to do is he's going to drag this thing out. I mean, I would be surprised if he signs this week. I think this will stretch into December, maybe before Christmas. I think in December, he's going to make up his mind. Probably in a couple of weeks, maybe December 7, 8, 9, maybe somewhere in that range, that weekend. But now you got 5 teams who have submitted offers, and according to our guy, Bob, I think Bob Nightingale put the story out there from USA Today. He's been on this show quite a few times. He believes that the New York Metropolitans are the front runners for Juan Soto. So when I made that projection, Chris Mathis and everybody else, I said that Juan Soto would not leave New York City. It's either The Yankees or the Mets. I don't think he's going to Toronto. I don't think he's going to Boston. Boston could be a sneaky team in all of this. I don't think he leaves New York. And if I had to guess right here, right now, I think he goes to the Mets. And I think he goes to the Mets on a 12-year deal worth $720 million at $60 million per. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it.
And you first gave that prediction, according to my receipts, November 6th. So 3 weeks ago, you first made that on air.
How about that? Yeah, about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all right, that we'll find out. We will
Knocking
keep
it out of the park.
Well, we haven't knocked anything out of the park. We'll see. I feel good about where it's going. I think he's getting $720 million.
Yeah, and we're not talking about knocking it out of the park when it comes to the Rays offense. We're talking about your projection here for Juan Soto.
Yeah.
I don't think we've addressed the offense since we last talked.
The Rays are interested in Juan Soto, too. I mean, that was news for about 5 minutes. Guys, an announcement for you. You can win tickets to the Pro Cup happening December 12th through the 14th over at the Innisbrook Resort in Palm Harbor. You can watch legends like John Smoltz, Jerome Bettis, and Jeremy Roenick challenge each other like never before. Register to win tickets right now at 953wdae.com. By the way, we are efforting to get John Smoltz in studio on Monday, December the 9th, I believe. So we are efforting, and I hope that will happen. I think that would be extraordinary. But John Smoltz will be out there, some legends in the world of sports over at Innisbrook. So check it out, 953wdae.com. And don't forget to log on now to the contest page at 953wdae.com for your shot to beat the pro, which is allegedly me, today here on The Drive. You could qualify for a 5-night stay at an oceanfront suite plus airfare, food, a free round of golf at the Buccaneer Resort in St. Croix. Hit up the contest page now to register. Tampa Bay's home for football, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. All right, coming up, we've got Beat the Pro in a few minutes. Our latest contestant will be a female. Ashley will be on, and we'll see if she can tie or beat yours truly to qualify for this incredible grand prize. That's on the way. Plus, how serious is Jordan Whitehead's injury? Could this week be a trap game, and could there
host of the Tampa Bay Sports Fan.
You're going to like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us.
Buckle up, because you're on the drive with TKras. Afternoons on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
It's the NFC South battle, and, all of them are going to be hard. None of them are going to be easy. I think Davis did an excellent job taking on that team, and it's taking over his personality right now. They're playing pretty good football. They missed some games here and there, but they're playing very good football right now. It's going to be a tough battle. I'm proud of them.
I'm sure you are. That's Todd Bowles talking about his one-time offensive coordinator, Dave Canales, now the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Bucs at Carolina Sunday at 4:05. Could this potentially be a trap game for your Buccaneers? Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. Welcome back. 4:06 on your ride home. The Drive with TKras, presented by Moss Nissan. Great to have you with us. Chris Mathis riding shotgun. Our final show before Thanksgiving, at least my final show. Mr. Mathis and Nick Wise will be
cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
I am being a jive turkey. I won't be here tomorrow. But this is my last show before Thanksgiving. Chris Mathis will be on tomorrow with Nick Wise from 3 until 6. 888-546-4620. Text at 82945. Dave Canales and the Carolina Panthers coming off that loss against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs on Sunday.
Yeah, rough one, right?
It was rough. But I'll tell you what, Carolina was down in that game. They went down the field, scored a touchdown, got the 2-point conversion, tied the game at 27. And then Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes usually does. He goes down the field. He had this incredible 33-yard run where he's dodging guys and going down the sideline. We've seen him do it before. They kick the field goal, and they escape with a 30-27 win. So Carolina pushed the Chiefs all the way to the bitter end, did lose. They won the 2 previous games against the Giants and the Saints, 2 very bad teams. But here's the bottom line. It's a Carolina team that's playing better football the last 3 weeks. The Bucs just saw a New York Football Giants team that had no business being out there. They didn't want to be out there. They're a team in complete chaos. I don't think you're going to see that this week with Carolina. I think Todd Bowles kind of understands that. Whether his team picks up on that cue remains to be seen. I mean, you look on paper, Carolina 3-8, they're not very good. They got off to such a bad start. Bryce Young, remember, got benched. Derek Brown got hurt. I think he's their best player, gone for the season. But the last 3 weeks, that O-line is starting to come together. Remember, they spent like $150 million on 2 guards in free agency. And those guys are playing some pretty good football. Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis. They got Taylor Moton at right tackle. Chuba Hubbard's running the ball reasonably well. Bryce Young is back as the starter, and looks like he's starting to get it. He's more comfortable. And when you give him time to throw, he is an accurate passer. I mean, that's why he was picked number 1 overall, even though a lot of people, including yours truly, like C.J. Stroud better coming out of the draft. But at least Bryce Young is showing some signs. And for Carolina, that's a good thing. And for the Buccaneers, look, you have to keep relying on the guys that are playing well on the defensive side of the ball. Vita Vea is dominant right now. Dominant. Kalijah Kancey next to him is also playing at a really high level. He's being disruptive. Kalijah Kancey will get his shot at Bryce Young coming up on Sunday. You know how he feels about that matchup. You know? He wants a piece of Bryce Young.
Don't have to see me 2 times a year.
I tell you what, I've done a lot of interviews. I really enjoyed that interview with Kalijah. This was after he was drafted and he came here and he was introduced to the media and he came on this show. And I remember telling him, look, you got the number 1 pick in Bryce Young. This was a year ago. You got the number 1 pick, Bryce Young. You got to see him a couple of times a year. And then he turned the table. He's like, listen, That dude has to see me twice a year.
Bryce Young has to see me 2 times a year.
Yeah, we were both taken back by that. We were like, wow, this guy has got that confidence. We know he's got game. He's got confidence, too.
I loved it, man. I loved his perspective and his mindset. He said, nuh-uh. He's got to see me, all right? I'm going to make it happen. You know, he 5'9", 160 pounds or whatever he is. I'm going to take him to school. It's exciting. But I think the interior of the Bucs line, they're playing at a high level. You saw what Levante David did coming out of the bye. Big forced fumble, big 4th down stop. You know he's playing like a man on a mission because this may very well be his swan song down the stretch. You never know. You know, Antoine Winfield Jr., outside of dropping that interception that cost me, over $1,600, he played pretty well. But now, unfortunately, Jordan Whitehead is down. He suffered a torn pectoral muscle. We were speculating on that yesterday. And now looks like it's confirmed. He's going to be out for several weeks. So the signing of Mike Edwards looks like, a really masterful job of the Buccaneers of just adding to their depth.
Say that again.
Yes, Jason Light, for this reason and this reason alone, because you're just not sure what kind of injuries will crop up. The secondary is an area that you want plenty of depth guys and guys who can play and cross-train at different positions, and they have that back there. Hopefully TKras Smith can come back this week from that knee injury. The Bucs could sure use him. But no Jordan Whitehead, which means Mike Edwards will have to play a bigger role. Ditto Chris Isian, and maybe TKras Smith comes back. That would be fantastic. Zion McCollum and Jamel Dean were back doing their thing at corner, which is something you want to see. So defensively, you saw some strides. Now, I would caution you that you were playing a Giants team that had, I don't know, like Vito the Guido at quarterback. He didn't belong being in there, to be quite honest with you.
Slapdick prospect.
Without question, with the bling and the whole, little, the whole celebration. Tommy Tutto, my funny little hat that Baker Mayfield made fun of.
You know what? I went back and I watched that video. The emphasis that he put on, the amount of he had so much energy behind it.
He did.
That's why I don't think it was. It was praise. He was getting it, man.
I don't think he was giving him a tribute.
No.
I think Baker was being a smartass.
He was giving him the.
He was giving him the business. He absolutely was giving him the Iranian salute. And he said after the game, he goes, "I saw this guy at a casino out in Vegas, week of the Super Bowl, and he walked in like he was what's one of those punk ass fools from Jersey Shore, Mike the Situation or whatever his name is,
something like that." Yeah, I never got into that.
Some ass hat out there. I mean, he's a jive turkey, man.
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
Baker said he's got swag. That's what he said. He's got swag.
I guess. He's got swag, but he doesn't have game, I can tell you that.
Oh
come on.
Need some aloe for
Give me a break.
Dude.
But I don't think that's going to be the case this week. This is a trap game for the Bucs. The Bucs have to be very careful this week. Don't take this team lightly. Look, if I'm the Bucs, I can't take anybody lightly. Get the 6-6. Win this game this week. And then you come back home, you get the Raiders, a chance to climb above 500. You cannot stub your toe this week against Carolina. This is a dangerous game, a really interesting spot for the Buccaneers. 888-546-4620. Jadeveon Clowney played well. They sacked Mahomes 5 times. He was a big part of it. J.C. Horn is starting to play well. When that guy's not injured, I mean, he's a good corner. They lost Derek Brown early, so defensively, they're trying to make things work. Their offensive line's playing well. They got Chuba Hubbard. They got a bunch of young receivers, Xavier Leggett, Jalen Coker, being a couple of those guys. Jadeveon Sanders, he's the rookie out of Texas, a 4th-round pick, a tight end. Unfortunately, he got hurt this past week. But this is a team that you absolutely need to be on the lookout for if you're the Buccaneers because, look, I think, it's Dave Canales, right? It's his old team, and I bet you that Dave Canales has been keeping track of what is being said about him. His replacement, Liam Cohen, boy, the Bucs, look what they're doing offensively. It's not predictable like it was last year when Dave Canals was here calling plays, run, pass, and everything else. So this could be a little bit of a revenge game for Dave Canals, perhaps. He's absolutely not going to say that. He's going to say all the right things this week. It'll be great to see these guys, good friends. He's still close to Baker. He's still close to a lot of guys on this team, especially the offensive guys. So this will be a real interesting game Sunday at 4:05. The Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. By the way, countdown to kickoff Sunday afternoon beginning at 2 o'clock. All right. It is time for Beat the Pro, presented by the Buccaneer Resort in St. Croix. For more information, hit them up at thebuccaneer.com. So here's how this works. Our contestant is on the line with us. We will bring her in a matter of moments. Ashley in Odessa. Are you serious?
I know, yeah, I just told her. I live up that way. I told her about the Lowe's, the new coffee shop right there. She doesn't know where that's at, but...
She doesn't know where that's at?
Now I told her. Hopefully, yeah.
That's up in our neck of the woods, Chris Mathis. Yeah. We'll bring on Ashley in a matter of moments. If she ties or beats yours truly, then she will qualify for the grand prize, which is a 5-night stay in an oceanfront suite at the Buccaneer Resorts down in St. Croix. And that includes airfare, food, a free round of golf. It's spectacular. Chris Mathis and I, we can't even go.
I know, man. Why can't we room up and hang out with the winner? I mean, because this is easy pickings at this point. You've only won once, Tom.
Well, look, I mean, I want everyone to qualify. I mean, what fun would it be to beat everybody? And I have to go, and this is what some people don't realize, I have to go against some picks that some of you make, even though I don't want to do it because we need a clear-cut winner for this contest. All right, let's go to our phones. And she is this week's contestant. It is Ashley, who is up in Odessa, which is our neck of the woods. Ashley, welcome in.
Hello.
Hi. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so do you live on the Pasco side or the Hillsborough side of Odessa?
Pasco side.
Oh, well, what do you got? Your lawyer there in the background? What's going on? You good?
That's my help for today.
Oh, you've got help. All right, so you've got somebody who's going to help you out. Is this your better half?
Yes.
All right, I get it. All right, here we go, Ashley. We got 5 games against the spread. Chris Mathis, let's go. Game number 1.
All right, game number 1. The Miami Dolphins will take on the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. The Packers are a 3-point favorite.
This will take place on Thanksgiving night. Miami has to go to Green Bay. Ashley, who do you like?
Green Bay. Green Bay.
Ashley likes Green Bay.
Ashley and her lawyer, apparently, her better half, your boyfriend, I'm assuming, or husband?
Boyfriend, yes.
All right, so the boyfriend, I mean, he definitely wants this to happen.
Oh yeah, who wouldn't? I mean, come on, this is a grand prize.
It's a great prize. It's a great prize. Ashley, I'm assuming you're going to bring him with you, right? If you win this.
Oh yeah, you guys can come too. There's a pull-out couch.
All right, well, okay,
nice.
That's very, very thoughtful of you. We're going to try and keep that in mind. All right, you're going to take Green Bay. I'm going to take Green Bay as well. I don't like the Dolphins going to Lambeau Field where the temperatures will be in the 20s on Thanksgiving night.
Oh.
That's never a good thing for Miami. I'll take Green Bay.
All right, game number 2, Ashley and Tom. We got the Steelers at the Bengals AFC matchup where Cincinnati is a 3-point home favorite.
Ooh, interesting game there, Ashley. Who do you like?
I'll pick Bengals on that one.
You will take the Bengals. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I will take the 3 points coming off a disappointing loss last week against the Browns. I think Mike Tomlin and his crew will have them ready to go. The Bengals might be the unluckiest team maybe in football. They're 4-7. They absolutely need this game. They're 1-4 at home. I think the Steelers, though, at least cover the spread. Number 3.
Sunday Night Football, you've got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Bills there in Orchard Park, New York, where the Bills, the home team, are 6.5-point favorites over San Francisco.
Ashley, who do you like? 49ers or Bills?
Bills.
You're taking the Bills. I wish I knew what the injury situation looked like for San Francisco, specifically Nick Bosa, specifically Brock Purdy. I think I will also take the Bills. By the way, just note, now we're getting late in the season, late November. The forecast for Sunday in Buffalo, snow and temperatures in the 20s. I don't think that's good for San Francisco. I'll take Buffalo.
Game number 4.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Ashley. Game number 4 of 5, the Rams take on the Saints and New Orleans, where the Rams 2.5-point road favorites.
Ashley, who do you like?
I'll take Rams on that one.
She is taking the Rams. I will also take the Rams. The Saints are so bad right now. I will take the Rams. They absolutely need this game in the worst way.
5th and final game between you two. It is Beat the Pro here on The Drive. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers will square off with the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte on Sunday. The Buccaneers 6-point favorites on the road.
Ashley, Bucs at Carolina. Who you got?
The Bucs, for sure.
I'm sure you like the Buccaneers. I will take the Carolina Panthers plus the 6 points. I think this game is concerning in a lot of different ways. I don't know if Carolina will win the game. I think they'll at least cover the 6-point spread and make this one quite close. All right. There you have it. The 5 games. Ashley, thanks for joining us. Thank your boyfriend there for giving you all the picks as well, for helping you out. What's his name?
David.
David. All right. Tell David we appreciate it. And you two have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thanks for playing. And good luck this weekend.
All right. You guys, too. Have a wonderful day.
You do as well. Thank you, Ashley. That's Ashley in Odessa, this week's contestant for Beat the Amateur. Is it pro, amateur? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
Are you professional or not?
Not at this point. So there you have it. I hope she wins.
Yeah, no, I mean, that'd be awesome for her and David, you know. How cool would that be? I wish we were able to make that trip out there, man.
Yeah,
I don't know about the pull-out couch, though.
Yeah, I can't fit on a pull-out couch.
I don't want to miss work for a pull-out couch.
Unless the pull-out couch is 15 feet long. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, you're a little tall for that, Tom.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You know, geez. What's the matter with you? I don't know. You know how hard it is to tell people that I know you at this point?
Who, me?
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be associated with that guy. He's a loser.
As the great Jalen Hurts once said, there's a lot that you don't know.
Yeah, what you don't know is what you don't. That was one of the more mystifying quotes, I think, in history. He said that right before the Bucs game, the wild card game.
Yeah, that was right after everything kind of hit the fan for Philadelphia last year.
They were 10-1. They stumbled. The Buccaneers took them apart, but now look at them. I think Philadelphia is one of the best teams in the league right now. And don't you guys find it interesting? And we have fill in the blank coming up, by the way, 888-546-4620. That the Detroit Lions, okay, look at what the Lions have done. They're 10-1. They're ripping teams apart. They're scoring like 40 points a week. The Detroit Lions have won 9 in a row since they lost to the Buccaneers. They have not lost a game. The Philadelphia Eagles have won 7 in a row. They're 9-2. And the Eagles have not lost a game since they lost to the Bucs. I find that interesting. And those two teams right now are the two best teams in the NFC. And I'll tell you, I think the Eagles can absolutely beat the Lions the way they're playing right now. Their young secondary's coming together. Their offense is prolific. Saquon Barkley is having an unbelievable season, only driving the knife deeper into the hearts of Giants fans everywhere. You look at the Giants, they get taken apart by Baker and the Buccaneers, and then you watch that game on Sunday night, Saquon Barkley running wild. Boy, it's not easy being a Giants fan at this point. It is really, really difficult. All right, we got the final drive coming up before we get out of here. Buccaneer Total Access with the head coach, Todd Bowles, is coming your way at 5 o'clock. 888-546-4620. We'll take your calls and texts. All right, coming up. Shaq Barrett's return to Tampa Bay is blank. Could that happen? Buccaneers at Carolina this Sunday seems like a blank game. It's fill in the blank, and it's coming your way next. Don't move.
You're locked in to The Drive with TKras.
It is The Drive, and it is presented by our friends over at Moss Nissan, where their goal is to never lose your business over price. Look, I bought my last 2 vehicles at Moss Nissan because I trust them. First off, they're good vehicles, quality vehicles. The largest selection of new Nissans in the Tampa Bay area, so they do have a wide selection. And their service department is outstanding, just as good as what the sales department will give you as well. So my guy Damien over there at Moss in North Tampa, he sold me the Pathfinder a couple of months ago. What a great guy. Awesome dude. They treat everyone like royalty, whether you're a longtime customer like me or a first-time newbie like Chris Mathis. And a reminder, Black Friday savings happening all month long in November and no payments until 2025.
You got that right, Tom. And from the very moment I walked into Moss Nissan, I've been to multiple locations now at this point. I'm trying them all out when I go take my car in for routine service, oil change, tire rotations, the whole nine. They treat you like you are somebody that deserves a red carpet. That's how it feels when you walk into Moss Nissan. They also offer rates as low as 0% Tampa Bay and pre-owned vehicles price wholesale to the public.
And every purchase comes with that industry-exclusive Moss Care, which includes lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, and so much more. I've got Moss Care on my vehicle. It is a game changer. So check them out. They've got 3 locations in the Tampa Bay area. Black Friday savings happening all month long in November. They're in North Tampa, Newport Richey, also up in Brooksville. You can also check out their inventory. Here's our host with the most for this segment, Chris Mathis.
Let's get right to it regarding Rays baseball. Of the Rays and the St. Pete City Council, blank deserves more blame.
Oh, man.
Come on,
You're
baby.
going to put me on the spot.
This is your last show of the week, Tom. You think I was going to let you walk out of here too easy? Come on,
You talking
man.
about the city council or the county commission?
I'm talking about City Council.
Look, I think the Rays, and talking, I've talked to a lot of people. I've talked to people from all sides. And I think the Rays right now are furious because they felt like they had their deal. The deal was approved upon. They were putting their ducks in a row. They were putting their plan into motion in terms of relocating developers, construction people, everybody associated with this project, a $6 billion project, moving people down here. Then all of a sudden the vote got delayed. Anytime you put something off, it's going to cost you a lot more. And they're like, wait a second, we're racking up all these bills, upwards of $50 million. And now you're pushing off the vote. We don't have the bonds to pay for the stadium. So I'm actually going to say the city council probably deserves a little bit more blame in this one because the Rays felt like they had the deal, and then the county commission put off their vote, and then the city council put off their vote. And once you do that, you're putting the deal in serious jeopardy. And now this deal is all but dead. It is dead, I think. It's gone. And the Rays, by the way, will send that termination letter if they haven't done so already, and that's going to happen in the next couple of days.
As far as the NFL is concerned, the biggest storyline in today's NFL is blank.
Man, there's so many great storylines that are happening out there. Anyone can point to the Chiefs being 10-1, but I think we know that they're one of the best teams in football. They're trying for a three-peat, which has never happened in the Super Bowl era. I think the Lions being 10-1 and how they've got to 10-1, which is really impressive. Their point differential right now is plus 177. That means they're not only beating teams, they're demolishing teams. And I think they're a great story. And if it hadn't been for the Bucs game, they might be 11-0. The Bucs are the only team that has beaten them so far.
Speaking of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their chances of winning this division this year, Tom, are blank. What percentage? I want to hear a number. And I know
a number?
There's a lot to it, yeah, but what percentage? Like, we talking 30%, 40% winning this NFC South?
I think I would put it at 30% at this point. I still think the Falcons are in the driver's seat because of the head-to-head meetings. They won both meetings against the Bucs. And even though the Bucs are a game behind in the standings, they're really 2 games out because you have to finish clearly ahead of the Falcons if you're going to take this division. I think the Falcons hit their bye week at the perfect time because they had lost 2 in a row. They looked dreadful against Denver a couple of weeks ago. I don't expect that to happen this week when they take on the Chargers. I think the Falcons are going to figure it out and win this division. So I put it at 30%.
Now, later on today, we've got Todd Bowles. I know, Coach. No need to interrupt me there. Todd Bowles will be joining Bucs Total Access this evening following the show on WDAE 5 to 6 o'clock. But if Todd Bowles and Liam Cohen, blank is most valuable to the Buccaneers right now.
Oh, man. I still think it's Todd Bowles, despite what some people are going to say and react to that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of not only what he's done defensively, and I know he hasn't done much this year. There's been a lot of injuries, a lot of other factors that he doesn't have any control over. But it's also the fact that Baker Mayfield is here. Everyone loves Baker Mayfield, right? You want to know why Baker Mayfield is here? Because Todd Bowles wanted him here. Because that's the guy Todd Bowles wanted to draft when he was with the Jets in 2018. So he's wanted Baker this entire time. When Baker was loose, he was out there. It was Todd Bowles who said, go get me that guy. Now that I'm the head coach, I get to pick and choose who I want as my offensive coordinator. I get to pick and choose who I want as a quarterback. Now, Liam Cohen has made a great impact early on. And everyone is very, very high on what he has done and what he will continue to do. But I still think Todd Bowles, when you look in totality of what he's done, he spotted Chris Izien. He brought in Baker Mayfield. And look, there were some games earlier this year, the game against Philadelphia, the game against Detroit, week 2. Everyone loved what he did there. People seem to have forgotten about that because they had some slip-ups along the way. And, and some of those things are Todd Bowles' fault, but some of them were the players' fault as well.
A Buccaneers loss on Sunday to the Carolina Panthers means blank.
It means that the Buccaneers will not make the playoffs. That's how big that game is. You lose to Carolina, you fall to 5-7 with 5 games left. You're going to have to win all 5 games, including going on the road and being the Chargers, and that's not going to happen.
I can agree with you there, and that would be unfortunate. Now, of course, Turkey Day on Thursday, Tom. The favorite Turkey Day dish for you is blank.
Is stuffing. And I make great stuffing with my turkey. I'm not going to cook this year. My sister decided she's going to take that upon herself. I think I'm going to make my turkey and stuffing come Christmas. But my stuffing, dude, is to die for, all right?
I've heard that.
I use the ground sausage, and I use breaded stuffing, and I crush up onions and celery like minuscule, like transparent. I like to cut it really, really, really thin, and I mix all of that in with the broth, and I mix all of it in, and I stuff the turkey with it, and I surround the turkey with it. I shove it in, I slide it into the oven, and then 4.5 hours later, bliss. Like the Tommy, I'm doing this after I cook my turkey in the stove. That's the matter with you, huh?
You shove the turkey straight into the stove, right?
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's not. Final one, Tom, and we'll get out on this.
Yeah.
The most overrated item, dish, dessert on Thanksgiving is blank.
The overrated. For me, I don't care for sweet potatoes or sweet potato pie. And,
sweet potato souffle?
Yeah.
What,
I'm
dude?
not, no, that's not my thing.
Kidding me?
That's overrated.
Oh, I think it's underrated, Tom.
And some people might like it. That's fine. You can put me in the overrated category.
Oh, my goodness. I was hoping you were going to say maybe like, I don't know, some gravy or maybe pecan pie.
Gravy has its rightful place in the world.
But you hit me with the sweet potato souffle,
I'm telling you.
I can't believe that. All right, that's it. That's fill in the blank right here on the drive.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
Come on.
And we're not talking about murder.
Yeah.
You see what I did there? Angela Lansbury, right?
Angela Lansbury. I mean, she was around doing that show before you were born.
I know.
What's the matter with you?
I used to like that show.
Fill in the blank, presented by California Closets of Tampa Bay. Organize and upgrade your living space with California Closets. Head to CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com for inspiration. Man, I'm hungry. We're talking about turkey and stuffing and, the sides and the mashed potatoes and the gravy and apple pie and chocolate cream pie. I love
sweet potato souffle.
Yeah, all right, that's good. That's good for you. But like peanut butter pie. Oh,
that's good stuff.
Oh my gosh. I'm so hungry right now. 888-546-4620. But it's Thanksgiving,
Yeah, to you, but to me it's Thursday, right?
All right, coming up, final thoughts, the final drive before Thanksgiving, and that is coming up next year on The Drive. Chanel.
You're locked in to The Drive with TKras.
Listen, I know a lot of you are still suffering from the damage that was caused by the hurricanes, and a lot of you are looking to rebuild or maybe remodel or maybe touch up a kitchen or a bathroom that needs to be spruced up for the holidays. And if you're thinking about doing that, you got to turn to my guys over at CMK Construction. They are the kitchen and bath experts. They've been at this for 20 years. They've been recognized for it, too. They do high-end quality work, luxury products, quality install, voted #1 now as the top kitchen and bathroom remodeling company in Tampa Bay, now 4 years in a row by readers of the Tampa Bay Times People's Choice Best of the Best Award. So they are ready to lend you a helping hand if you're looking to rebuild, remodel, touch something up, kitchens and bathrooms. That's what my guys do at their very best. CMK Construction, proudly serving Tampa Bay and Sarasota communities. So give them a call today. Tell them I sent you. 813-321-4426. That's 813-321-4426. Or
Broadcasting live from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios, the home for Team Tampa Bay over 20 years and counting. 95.3 WDAE and the mighty AM 620. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC. Now, back to the drive with TKras on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. The final drive.
For our last show before Thanksgiving, I have a few words to each and every one of you. I'm very, very thankful on this Thanksgiving for my health, my family, great friends, my profession. To allow me to do this each and every day has literally been a dream come true. We all know it's been a tumultuous year for all of us here in the Tampa Bay area, for the storms, for everything that we put up with. 2024 has been an especially difficult year for yours truly for a number of different reasons. But I'm grateful because I'm on the other side of everything. And I am really happy in terms of where I'm at right now in my personal life, in my professional life. I'm really appreciative and grateful for what I have as opposed to what I don't have. And I think that should be each and every one of you and your mindset moving forward as we celebrate this Thanksgiving. So as you break bread and celebrate with your family and your friends, think about how appreciative you are for the people and the support system you have around you, for your family, for your friends, for the holiday season in which everyone's going to be a little bit more giving and more generous by nature. And lastly, I'll just say this. I'm extremely grateful for you, the great listeners of this show and this radio station, and our great sponsors, the greatest clients in the world. They mean everything to me and to Chris Mathis. So from all of us to all of you, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
The final drive.
And yeah, you don't want to be this guy.
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
Some people text again, and yes, I agree with that texter. I think cranberry sauce is also somewhat overrated. I never cared for it, honestly.
I think it's overrated as well. However, on occasion, I think it's good. On occasion, like sometimes you mix it in a little bit with your main entree. You ever done that with like maybe a little stuffing, like have a little bit of that cranberry sauce just on the side?
I'm not into cranberry sauce. Now, Chris Mathis, you said something during the break which I couldn't believe.
You're going to bring this up.
What's the matter with
you? Are you sure people can handle this?
Well, look, you said that you're not a turkey person. You think turkey's overrated.
I do like turkey, but I think it's overrated.
Now, why do you say that?
Because when I think of turkey compared to, let's say, ham, I think the average turkey is not as good as the average ham. If you line up 10 people that can cook turkey, 10 people that cook a ham or claim they can, there will be more hams that you try that you're going to like more than the turkey.
Let me tell you something. You're a ham. All right, from what I've seen the last few weeks, you're a ham, meaning you're a little bit of a show-off. You're also a little bit of a show-off. You're a little bit of a jive turkey, too.
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
You're being a jive turkey right now. Turkey is phenomenal. Turkey is the reason why we celebrate Thanksgiving. Turkey is the reason why Thanksgiving is the most overlooked holiday. Food and football, how can you beat that? And there's several ways you can cook a turkey. A lot of people do this. The deep fried turkey, oh, it is splendid. You ever had one of those?
I've had it once, and it was remarkable. I'm actually going to my uncle's house this Thursday, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he does that again.
Well, you better smarten up.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad take.
That's a bad take. I think it's a fair take. Text in 82945. Start the text with DAE. Am I right? Is Tom right? Or is there a happy medium?
Prospect.
I'm telling you, man.
Come on, man. It's not going to end the final show of the week for you.
I'm not sure what I have yet with you.
Put on the gloves.
Really?
Yeah. Come on, man.
You want to do that?
Come on, man.
Yeah?
I should have broke your thumb.
Oh, my gosh. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, be safe out there, and there's a lot of traffic, too, so pack your patience. A lot of people are traveling today. The busiest travel day of the year is coming up tomorrow. By car, by plane. Just be very, very careful out there. Just arrive alive in one piece at your destination. And look, have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving weekend. I'll be back on Sunday, countdown to kickoff, at 2 o'clock ahead of the Bucs and the Panthers. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Chris Mathis.
Same to you, my man.
All right, you can hear Chris Mathis and Nick Wise tomorrow in my place starting at 3 o'clock. Buccaneer Total Access coming up next. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. You're dismissed.
Come on, get out of here.